friends, I'm Bee. This is Bee's Intuition, and today we're going to do a reading. This one, I feel like I'm going to title it Pearls of Wisdom. These are pearls of wisdom from Spirit. So we'll just see what wise words Spirit has for the collective. Okay? Please and thank you. Let's just dive right in. All right, please and thank you, Spirit. What pearls of wisdom do you have to offer the collective? Please and thank you, Spirit. Oh my goodness. Okay, thank you. This is a lot, though. I'm still gonna take it because I just feel drawn to, so hopefully it's what Spirit wants. Okay. Well, okay. Starting out with the King of Cups. I'm interested to know. I'm not gonna put out any pre-clarifiers. I think I'm just gonna clarify. I'm not gonna like throw out my ideas before we clarify. Two of Swords. Seven of Wands. Eight of Cups. Wheel of Fortune. Justice. Death. King of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Let's just start clarifying for sure. Starting with that King of Cups. Please and thank you, Spirit. What are the pearls of wisdom you have with this King of Cups? Please and thank you. Well, I'm gonna just go with there might be more, but right now, the card that came out to clarify the King of Cups is the Eight of Cups. Double confirmation for Eight of Cups. Bottom of the deck is the Hermit card, okay. So, I mean, Ooh, okay. I think I see what they're trying to say here. So as for pearls of wisdom, yeah, I'm just gonna say what's coming to mind. With the King of Cups being clarified by the Eight of Cups, to me, it's hitting me as sometimes you have to leave behind even the people that you believe are meant for you. So if you have an idea in your mind of like, this person specifically is my person, something about leaving people behind, especially if they're not serving you or fulfilling you. Because the Eight of Cups is all about moving away from what doesn't fulfill you emotionally and moving towards the things that do fulfill you emotionally. I feel like this could be somebody that at the moment you think is your person, but for some reason, and also maybe it's not even a specific person. This could be just like, because it is pearls of wisdom is the theme for this reading. So I feel like it could just be speaking generally. You know, Spirit could be speaking generally with this message. So I guess apply it as you see fit. This may even be a past person of yours that you realized you had to walk away from. Because it feels like, because it's clarifying the King of Cups, like this could be somebody that seems like your ideal person, somebody that's emotionally available, somebody with emotional intelligence, somebody that is not afraid to tap into their emotions and express those emotions, somebody that's pretty mature. But if they're not fulfilling you, it seems like that is where the importance of the connection lies. So whether that's incompatibility, maybe the two of you have completely separate interests, or I don't know why, but I'm getting timing could be a part of this. Maybe right now is not the right time. So maybe it's important to focus on other things that are more fulfilled. Oh, maybe that's what it's trying to say. So maybe if you find yourself being distracted, I'm almost even getting like a hint of limerence. If you're familiar with limerence or not, limerence is sort of, I want to say it's like a psychological term for when you become sort of obsessive over somebody that you don't really know that well. And you start to build like a narrative in your head about that person being your soulmate. And then like you eat, sleep, and breathe that person. Like you can't stop thinking about them and stuff. So with this King of Cups being clarified by the Eight of Cups, it's almost telling me that, yeah, it could even just simply be the wrong time. Like maybe it's like, yeah, somebody that seems like the perfect fit for you, but for whatever reason, divine timing may not be right for this connection right now. So it's almost like spirit could be directing you right now to focus on other things that are way more fulfilling for you. Because if you're sort of channeling your energy into, even if it's just thoughts about this person, obsessing about this person, thinking about this person all day, all night, it almost seems like that could even be, well, first off, I think it's distracting you from your purpose if you are finding yourself in that situation where you're practically very distracted by somebody that just seems so perfect for you. And so this could be spirit simply reminding you to pour your energy, attention, mental attention into what is actually fulfilling for you. Not what you want this connection to be, but what is it right now in this very moment. If you're just spending your whole day yearning for someone, maybe they don't even show interest back, or if they do, it's in very passive, or not passive, but like vague ways that you have to read into or something. I feel like it's almost like spirit almost wants you to kind of take notice of how you are feeling in this present moment and truly decide if you want to spend more energy on this person, or focus, or attention, or, you know, all of that. Or if you would rather pour your attention and your energy into something that is much more fulfilling for you. Maybe focusing on your friendships instead of romance, if that's something that fulfills you. Maybe pour more into your family connections if that fulfills you more. Or focus on your passion projects, your creative projects. Yeah, it seems like you're meant to be doing something else with your attention or something else with your energy right now. And it may not be a forever, it almost feels like a detour. Like you're going to be going back onto that path eventually, but for now, you just need to do this other direction. So it could be like that this person just straight up isn't for you, which doesn't really feel like that because they are showing up as the King of Cups, and that seems like an ideal, person. But it's almost like maybe just for now, just because it almost feels like this person or energy could be just taking up so much of your attention that it's distracting you from the things that are truly going to add to your own fulfillment. I'm also even getting like maybe there's something to do with value as well. Like maybe there's something that you get a better payback or a more instant payback. You pour your energy into something else and then you got an instant benefit from pouring that energy into it. So it's like maybe right now this connection is not really serving anything, or it's just the wrong time or whatever. So it's like you may have to go off on a separate path for now and focus on other things. Because it also could be true that maybe this King of Cups may show up as the King of Cups when it's divinely ready and divine timing is there for it. But maybe right now they're not going to show up as a King of Cups. And, you know, maybe they are still in the process of becoming that King of Cups that you need and deserve in a relationship. So it could even have something to do with like this still being a work in progress. And so maybe pouring your attention into something else can sort of, benefit you a lot better than if you were to sort of stay yearning for this person that may not be ready for you quite yet. And with that Hermit card at the bottom of the deck, it tells me that maybe what you're meant to do right now is to spend time on your own to reflect on things in your life, in your like it really does feel like it's like internal reflection. So it's like almost seeing like, what are you spending your energy on right now? And is that for your highest good? Or if there are maybe there's another direction in which you're meant to go down. And so maybe you just need to kind of take a step back from this situation in order to determine that. Because like also there's a part with the Hermit, it's like about finding your destiny, your fate. Like, what are you meant for in this lifetime? What truly fulfills you? What do you actually want? Like, and the Hermit kind of gives me a removal out of the ego. Like, what is it that you truly want? Not what will bring you notoriety and success in the material 3-dimensional, but like what serves your soul best, what will bring you genuine fulfillment, not meet other people's expectations of you, but rather like what genuinely makes you happy, what genuinely feeds you, fuels you, inspires you, motivates you. It definitely feels like, yeah, you just need to maybe take a step back to even just self-reflect and reanalyze, I guess, like where you want to put your energy. And it could have something to do with your spirituality or your wisdom or your knowledge. Maybe even looking into expanding those things in your life. That's such an interesting message. I was not expecting that for the first message, but I kind of like that. And sometimes we do need those reminders, especially if we have, because I've been there and I've done this, you know, myself. Like, I'm just saying. So, like, it's almost like sometimes we build a narrative or a storyline in our head about like how somebody is our soulmate. And we get so distracted by that thought. And we get so distracted by that person that we don't realize that we're neglecting ourselves. And also, I feel like sometimes, or at least this is what I've noticed in my own personal life, is like sometimes when we're hyper focusing on somebody so much that it's distracting, it's almost like we are searching for ourselves inside of that other person, almost for confirmation or to feel like we'll finally be accepted because that other person is like us too. And we almost want that reflected back to us to say it's okay to be us. And so I'm almost even wondering, maybe there's like something about missing a certain part of yourself. Maybe there's a part of yourself that's calling out to you through the idea of somebody being your soulmate. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's almost like spirit may be wanting you to focus that attention on yourself and maybe see where inside of you you miss certain parts of yourself, or you need to revisit those certain parts of yourself. And not because you did anything wrong or anything like that. It's not a punishment, but rather just to help you learn, grow, and, help you along your path so that you're not experiencing as many blockages. Because it could be something within yourself that is calling out to you, but with the face of, somebody that you believe is your soulmate. So maybe journaling, meditation, just spending time alone and reflecting on things. It could help you find what that is, like that part of you that is crying out for attention. It could help you find what that part of you is. And through finding that and spending attention on that part of yourself, it could actually help you feel much more fulfilled, much more happier, and give you a better sense of direction when it comes to your purpose even. So that could be a message there as well. Okay. Yeah, it seems like the big focus is probably mostly you spending attention and time on yourself over any sort of connection in the 3D, or at least romantically. Yeah, it seems like there needs to be a redirection of focus on the self potentially. Or, because it is Pearls of Wisdom, it could just be speaking generally. If this doesn't apply to you or resonate with you for a specific circumstance in your life, then it could just be speaking more generally. Like if this happens in the future, or maybe it happened in the past and you learned from it, So maybe it could just be speaking generally here. Okay, let's go on to the Two of Swords. Please and thank you, Spirit. What do you have for Pearls of Wisdom with the Two of Swords? Please and thank you. Anything else for that? Two? Okay, thank you. Okay. I think I'm going to just go intuitively based off of how many cards come out and stuff. Because I feel like that one card was good enough to share that message in the first one. Now we got a bunch for this second one. Okay, so clarifying that Two of Swords, we have the Two of Wands, Four of Pentacles, High Priestess, Four of Cups, Six of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck is the Ten of Swords. So, since this is clarifying the Two of Swords, this could have something to do with making decisions. Ooh, interesting. Two of Wands can be a message of okay, well, what now? What do I focus my energy on? What do I go towards now? Maybe even a sense of being lost. Knowing or feeling like you need to be doing something, but you don't know where or what. Four of Pentacles following that. For one, it could be telling you that your chakras may be unbalanced, so maybe doing some sort of chakra meditation could be helpful. Might help you see things clearer. I'm also getting a sense of potentially being, and this may not even be conscious, but maybe rather a subconscious quality of being closed off to the true answer. It's almost like, especially because that's followed by the High Priestess, I feel like your intuition knows maybe what this answer is, if this is a decision, or simply where do you put your energy right now. It almost feels like maybe your intuition knows what you need to be doing, but with the Four of Pentacles, it almost feels like maybe your ego is sort of getting in the way, because I feel like a lot of the ego with the Four of Pentacles. It's like a need to almost protect yourself or be closed off to protect yourself or something, or protect these pentacles, an example of the image. Okay. Yeah, so if you do have a decision to make and you're stuck in your mind right now, it could be your ego that's making this much harder of a decision to make. Especially if there's two paths open to you. And you're just like, okay, which one of these paths do I go? Do I choose? I think your intuition knows, but your ego is probably trying to trip you up and make you feel like you don't know what to do. And therefore you don't move because you feel like you don't know what to do. And then that's followed by the Four of Cups. And I feel like this is a card kind of about choosing yourself. You know, like if somebody's offering their cup of love to you, but you feel like it's not a good match, you don't feel like you're compatible, you know, maybe that person's problematic or something, and you decide, no, I'm good. That's really about choosing yourself and what's actually going to serve you best. So maybe that could be a helpful hint, is whatever benefits you the most. You know, choosing yourself, even if it's hard, even if it's lonely, that could be a part of it. Six of Pentacles. This could even have something to do with getting outside of yourself, getting outside of your mind. Community service or volunteer work, or doing something kind for others could really help you kind of get outside of yourself, get outside of that ego, get outside of all the confusion inside of you. And yeah, by doing something completely unrelated and giving to somebody else or serving other people in some way, it will make you feel better about yourself, and it will also, it could potentially lead to some sort of clarity of mind, help you see things much clearer. And it could be like some sort of equal benefit here with that Six of Pentacles, because the scales are balanced. So it's almost telling me that you may even, yeah, it's like interesting, because it's almost like, say you're volunteering at a soup kitchen, and then you just so happen to speak to somebody who is visiting that soup kitchen. And through that conversation, you have some sort of epiphany about something. You know, that's happened to me personally sometimes, you know? Especially if I'm like super confused about something, the best thing sometimes is just to release that thing that I'm confused about, and eventually, in the most bizarre way, I will reach the answer when I'm not even looking for it. So that could be a completely or that could be like something that's super helpful, and it could be like unexpectedly helpful. And I feel like, yeah, there could be like a little bit of like you get a benefit from giving, even if it's not that same type of currency, you know. And by not the same type of currency, I just mean if you were to give monetarily, or yeah, currency, you know, dollar bills, cash, and the reward you get out of it is wisdom or knowledge or, you know, an idea. So it may not be in the exact form of currency that you are giving to others, but you may find that you are given something as a result of you giving to someone else or giving to something else. Eight of Pentacles following that Six of Pentacles. It could be that this could even lead you giving to somebody else or something else outside of you could lead you to finding some sort of, I'm getting motivation. Like motivation to do something. I feel like this is also a card of like, you know, working, you know, focusing your energy in a certain direction and pouring all of your energy into that, and maybe even hyper focusing on something. I feel like this could very much inspire you, going outside of yourself and giving to others, giving to other situations, or yeah, especially when it's coming out of a pure place, pure intentions. Like you're not going into this situation with some sort of hidden agenda or how does this serve me, but rather genuinely wanting to give. And who knows, maybe you find that this, you know, if it was volunteering at a soup kitchen, maybe you find that you want to be a chef that makes the soups for the soup kitchen. You know, like it doesn't even have to be exactly related 100% to the thing that you're doing. But you may find that it's like inspirational, motivational. And then you just go home and you start working on all these soup recipes and you're like, okay, I'm gonna see if I can learn to cook this soup and this soup and this soup. I don't know. Just an example, but it feels like you're gonna have more and more clarity the more that you focus on yourself and you focus on others in a caring, giving way. And it's interesting that that Four of Cups is before the Six of Pentacles, because I was kind of saying the opposite, right? I was like, oh yeah, focusing on yourself is what the Four of Cups is all about. But then the Six of Pentacles is like, oh yeah, pay attention to others and give to others. But like, I feel like it's different because I feel like almost that Four of Cups could be talking very much about emotional, choosing yourself, emotionally choosing yourself, especially if like the offers that you're given emotionally are not good for you. And then the Six of Pentacles, I feel like it may not be so far removed from focusing on yourself because like who knows, maybe you get a lot of fulfillment out of giving to others. And I feel like this is more volunteer based or like doing the world good, you know, doing good for the world. Like it doesn't feel personal. How do I say that? Like it doesn't feel like you personally know these people that you're giving to, but rather maybe you're giving to an organization or people that are strangers or, you know, something along those lines. And through that, I feel like you're going to experience a lot of motivation, inspiration, and then you're going to be like, it feels like you start pouring your energy into something as a result of doing all of this. And that Eight of Pentacles could also be the decision that you make. When you have this clarity of mind, which I feel like comes after that Six of Pentacles of giving, you're able to make that decision much easier and pour your energy into the path that you decide to take or that choice that you made. Feels like now that I have this clarity of mind and now that I know what I want to do, I'm going to just start putting all my energy into it. And, you know, especially with the Eight of Pentacles, this is the one right before the Nine of Pentacles, which is all about abundance and independence and success. And so I feel like this is a card of like, if you have been pouring energy into something and you feel like it hasn't been paying off or something, you're just like, success is literally just around the corner for you. Maybe that's what this decision or confusion is about. Oh, I'm also just now seeing that the Four of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles, it could even be indicating that maybe you've just been generally closed off to others. Whether you intend this or not, this could be subconscious. You know, maybe you're just avoiding others, or maybe you're just in that sort of habit or something. And so the Four of Pentacles to the Six of Pentacles could be speaking about you going from being really closed off to other people to opening yourself up to others. That could also help you find the answer or make a decision. Maybe even talking to other people. You know, maybe just asking other people their opinion on this decision that you have to make, or, you know, this, thing that's super confusing. You can just be like, what do you guys think? To your friends, your family, people that love and support you. And you may find maybe they have the answer. It could be like very beneficial for you to open up to others. And it may lead to like unexpected inspiration or unexpected motivation or unexpected clarity. Also, I feel like with that Four of Pentacles, it's kind of emphasizing the, because this is all clarifying the Two of Swords, and the Two of Swords is sometimes a card about going outside of your comfort zone. So that Four of Pentacles to me is all about being in a comfort zone that doesn't really serve you. And I'm almost getting that, trusting, like maybe just like going outside of your comfort zone in a certain area, even if it's just a baby step in that direction, could be very serving for you and very helpful, and maybe exactly what you need to do in this situation. And then bottom of the deck with the Ten of Swords. This could even have something to do with fear. Because this seems like this could be very much like your past. You've been through a lot of pain, betrayal, things not going your way. And I almost feel this sense of like, what if that happens again? What if this is just going to repeat the past? What if I'm gonna experience this Ten of Swords all over again? And I feel like that's honestly mostly just fear. I don't think that there's really any basis for that. Well, I don't want to say that because that sounds like dismissive of your experience, but I'm almost getting that maybe right now your mindset is a little bit more bleak based off of past things that have happened. But it's almost like tricking you, I think. Maybe your brain or your mind, maybe you suffer from mental health issues such as depression or anxiety. And it could be almost like trying to trick you into thinking that things look way more bleak than they actually are. Because the sun is rising again. Even though it looks very dark. I'm almost even getting like the new dawn represents a new opportunity. So maybe there is a new opportunity that is presenting itself for you. And it causes you to have to move outside of your comfort zone in order to get the biggest payoff. Sorry about the siren. Or maybe if you have two choices, maybe choose the new opportunity that is presenting itself. If you have something new, something that has potential, maybe that's what Spirit wants you to invest in, the potential rather than that fear of the past resurfacing or like replaying. But yeah, this could just be trying to tell you that there's not really any need to fear if you're really worried about making the wrong choice. Yeah, it feels like it's like honestly just a message of saying like things are actually okay, even if they don't look like it. I feel like there is some sense of deception, or not literally maybe, but like whatever the circumstance is, it doesn't allow you to see the final outcome, and that's really scary or something. Like something is being kind of hidden, and maybe not necessarily with malice. I guess it really depends on the situation, but pretty much it's almost like maybe trust in the unseen, especially with that high priestess. That could be very much a message here. Trust in what you don't see. Trust in hope. Trust in the potential rather than the fear and what has happened in your past. Like hope that things are going to be different this time. Hope that things will change for the best. And that could be exactly what happens as a result. Very interesting. Okay, yeah. Let's go into the Seven of Wands. Please and thank you, Spirit. What do you have for pearls of wisdom for the collective? Please and thank you in terms of this Seven of Wands. Okay. Okay. Ooh, interesting. Okay, well, that was that, and then this was that. Okay. So clarifying that Seven of Wands, we have the Empress, Ten of Swords, and the Hermit came out in this direction. Interesting. And then we have Queen of Pentacles, Three of Cups, Ace of Cups, and Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck. This is beautiful energy. Very, like, a lot of feminine energy in this one. So I'm almost even getting, like, maybe a friend group that's, like, full of love. Or maybe you're making more friends. This is all clarifying the Seven of Wands. And that's usually a card about success against the odds, fighting, standing up for oneself, maybe. Maybe even, ooh, okay, so maybe with that Empress card, knowing your worth, knowing your value, and acting accordingly. Like you're willing to fight in order to serve your purpose or something, even if people don't like that, even if you feel like people might be against you choosing yourself or choosing the path in which shows your value and your worth to the world. Because like sometimes that's a whole nother thing, is like you choosing yourself can sometimes trigger other people and their egos, especially with our society. Because yeah, I feel like more often than not with society, it kind of teaches us to neglect ourselves, and anything that shows that we know our worth, our value, that is selfish inherently. So it could be something like that. With the Ten of Swords coming out in this direction, as well as the Hermit coming out in this direction, it seems like a rock bottom that led to a hermit moment is benefiting you in some way. Maybe believing in the sunrise on the horizon. Okay, never mind. Let's see. It almost even feels like I know things are going to be okay because I have myself at the end of the day. I don't really know what that message is supposed to be saying, but that's what's coming through very strongly right now. It's like Yeah, it almost feels like because you have yourself and maybe spirit as well, you're like, I'm good, actually. Like, I know no matter what happens, I'm gonna be okay at the end of the day. Even if I have battles that I need to fight, I know that I will be successful. There's almost even a certainty of like fate or destiny. Like, I am destined for success. My fate is to be successful or something. Like, it almost feels like a very much positive affirmation vibe. Like, maybe you have been practicing your manifestation, not manifestation, well, yeah, maybe that, but also like positive affirmations you may have been practicing a lot and it seems to be paying off, maybe. Yeah, because it almost feels like, because, and that's a whole nother part of the Seven of Wands, it's like, just because you know you're going to be successful, you will be successful. It's like that faith within yourself that really makes you successful. um this is an interesting message. Well, I'll just say what I'm thinking. uh okay. uh this Queen of Pentacles could, it is possible. I thought originally maybe this was talking about a friend group, but then maybe this is a romantic person. I'm getting two feminine energies, so it's possible that we got two people of the same gender potentially, regardless of how you identify. Um, or maybe somebody's just more in touch with their feminine energy, um, even if they don't identify with feminine energy. And feminine energy to me is a place of being loving, receptive, kind, caring, um, intuitive. Because, like, yeah, especially with the Three of Cups following that. So either maybe you like, maybe it feels like a reunion with someone. So whether that be a romantic, it is possible that it could be romantic, or maybe this is just a friendship in which you want to reconnect with somebody here. But it almost feels like through this reconnection, I almost feel like feelings come up, like serious feelings, romantic feelings, maybe. This is so interesting. I might clarify that Queen of Pentacles. I almost feel like maybe this um yeah, okay. So maybe like through choosing yourself, knowing your value, working on yourself, believing in yourself, believing in your future, believing in hope. Maybe somebody unexpected comes into your life and either you guys are meeting up for the first time or you're having some sort of reunion. And it could lead to feelings. Yeah, or this could just be yeah, reconnecting with an old friend that maybe you haven't seen in a while, or maybe making a new friend, maybe through knowing your value as a person and acting accordingly, you could be attracting a new friendship. Maybe because you're in the right sort of energy or frequency for attracting friendships. I mean, honestly, no matter what, this seems like a really positive thing. It seems like you will be uh, interacting with somebody and it brings you a lot of happiness and contentment and fulfillment, and you feel loved. Hmm. So maybe the Seven of Wands that this is all clarifying is kind of speaking to, maybe it's almost even saying like the end of you having to fight. Maybe now you've reached sort of like a high point in which you can now maybe start to relax a little bit, and these things could be coming into your life much flowier, easier. Like they're just sort of naturally even attracted to you or magnetized to you because of you doing this work. Um, Believing in yourself and all of that, knowing your value, acting in a way that shows that you know your own value. This is so interesting. And it's even more interesting that at the bottom of the deck is the Queen of Cups. And that's kind of what was making me think maybe this is a friend group, because the Three of Cups. So it could be like one cup for you, which seems like you are the Empress. And then one cup for your friend, the Queen of Pentacles. And then one cup for the Queen of Cups here. Could it? Maybe it is. Maybe it is just like coming together with some friends and having a really good time, feeling the love, you know? Feeling the love from your friends. Maybe through their interactions or your interaction with these people, you like, it gives you even a greater sense of self-love too. You know, sometimes that's happened to me where like I hang out with my friends who are wonderful people, and then afterwards I'm feeling really good about myself, you know? Like, and it's just like we may not have even, you know, said anything in that conversation or us hanging out. We didn't even talk about, oh yes, that's happened to me when I've like hung out with friends and, you know, we just had a really good time. Then afterwards, for whatever reason, we may not even talk about how wonderful I am. But afterwards, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like a lot of self-love for myself. Yeah. So it could just be completely unrelated that it makes you feel like a lot of self-love. Feeling loved by people around you and within. I almost even getting like maybe your heart starts to overflow with love for your friends, because I've had those moments too. After I've hung out with some friends and it's like, wow, I am so lucky to have these wonderful people in my life. Could be something like that too. So maybe like, oh, and you know what? This could always be like something that happens after you had a particularly difficult battle. So maybe you had a small win or a small win or a big win, and then you spend time with friends and maybe y'all celebrate and you start to feel really good about where things are in your life. Hmm. I'm curious to see what's underneath that Queen of Cups, so I'm gonna just see. Temperance. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so being around these, okay, we have two really great people around you. This could be a friend group because I feel like this is like people that are healing for you. Like, if this is like all part of a bigger picture, this whole reading, maybe at the very beginning we were talking about a King of Cups and how, you know, shifting your focus onto something else could be way more fulfilling for you. Maybe this is what it is. Focusing on your friends, because it's like they will make you feel so happy, so fulfilled, so loved. And with that Temperance card underneath the Queen of Cups, it could be very healing for you to be around your friends or people that are important to you, people that support you, love you. Yeah, so maybe it could be talking about like, or really calling you to reconnect with your friends, because there could be a lot of like happiness and emotional fulfillment that comes out of that. And also with that Hermit card coming out in this direction, I'm almost seeing it as maybe you just left a hermit mode. Maybe you were in self-isolation for a period of time, and now you're getting back out there. You want to reach out to your friends again. Maybe your friends want to reach out to you. Maybe it's been a while since you've hung out with your friends, and they want to hang out with you. Honestly, yeah, it feels like you're in a really good place to do that as well. It's like super positive. Like all of this is for this. I think it's only going to bring you happiness and fulfillment and healing. Like good, good, good. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay, well, let's go on to the Eight of Cups now. Please and thank you. Anything else with that Eight of Cups? Please and thank you. Okay. This is interesting because earlier we had the King of Cups clarified by the Eight of Cups, and it was interesting that that was the only card that came out for that. But I was called to only take that one, so I was like, okay, we're just gonna roll with it. And just now, clarifying the Eight of Cups, only one card came out to clarify it. And since I'm getting that feeling again, I'm just gonna say, probably the only card that's supposed to clarify this card. So, and this is really cool too, because it's almost like, yeah, I feel like this whole, I feel like this is a whole storyline if you want to read it that way. Because if you leave behind this King of Cups, even if it's not for forever and it's just for right now, that could be what this Eight of Cups is representing. And if it's just now clarified, it's clarified by the Queen of Wands. I see this in a very beautiful way. Let me show you what's at the bottom of the deck too. Six of Wands. So a lot of Wands energy. I feel like that's kind of talking about how you're feeding your passions, and I get like something about like personal growth too, and something about your identity. Anyways, in a good way. But anyways, it almost feels like once you focus on something else rather than this King of Cups, it's very much empowering for you. Helps you realize your worth, helps you feel more confident. Yeah, because maybe you're feeding more so into yourself, into the things that you are passionate about, you know, very much like interested in, you know, the things that drive you. When you focus on those things, it could be building up your confidence, your sense of self, helping you see yourself clearer and maybe your life path clearer as well. And you're also in your power because it is the Queen. And it feels like through this focus on yourself, through prioritizing yourself, focusing maybe solely on yourself and like your own growth and the things that you're passionate about and that fulfill you, could be leading to your success here with the Six of Wands. Yeah, I feel like something that you're pouring your energy and attention into is potentially paying off for you here. So it feels like whatever you focus your energy on away from this King of Cups, it's going to really be really good for you. And it's going to lead you to your success here. So I'm almost even getting like maybe it has something to do with your career, a side project that becomes successful. Because like whatever the success is, it's going to be something that is recognized by others as well. So whatever you pour your attention into, it could be like literally gaining you recognition, people may be seeing the extent of your personal growth, your growth in your life, in your career, in the things that you're passionate about. I feel like there's a lot of pride that people around you could be feeling when you take a step back away from this King of Cups and focus more so on yourself and your own goals and stuff. It feels very much like super positive here. Yeah. Yeah, it feels like you're redirecting your energy, and wherever you're redirecting that energy towards, it's going to pay off for you in a big way. In a very beautiful way as well. I feel like you will be receiving like words of either encouragement from other people or people that are just really proud of you at the end of it. Like when they see you pay off for your hard work, I feel like people are going to be very, very proud of you. That like keeps coming through very strongly. Maybe Spirit is very proud of you too for making that sort of decision, because the Eight of Cups is not an easy decision to make, you know? Especially when it's something that we're emotionally attached to or mentally attached to, spiritually, anyway. Yeah. Okay, well then let's go into this Wheel of Fortune. Please and thank you. Ooh, interesting. Okay. Clarifying that Wheel of Fortune, we have 7 of Swords, 4 of Swords, Tower, King of Swords. Bottom of the deck is the Queen of Cups. With that 7 of Swords, there could be something about deceit, trickery. Honestly, I'm not necessarily getting a whole lot of like that vibe from this card though. In this moment, I'm not really feeling that vibe. I'm almost feeling like this could be mentally tricking yourself or psyching yourself out or something. Or, because I was getting that message earlier about like maybe you don't see something fully, so you think that something is worse than it is. I almost feel like tangled in the mind, you know? Like you're not seeing things clearly and you're fearing the worst potentially. Maybe through meditation you organize these thoughts and you're able to see things much clearer. But then the Tower card. This is so interesting. Sometimes I get the Tower card as like, if you don't make a decision, the universe will make that decision for you. And then the King of Swords follows that Tower card. But it doesn't really feel like that King of Swords caused the Tower moment. It almost feels like that King of Swords comes after. Like after the dust has settled, after that Tower moment. And since this is all clarifying the Wheel of Fortune, this could all have to do with divine timing. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to clarify some of this because it's not. It's like a little back and forth, kind of up and down, kind of confusing. Yeah, let's clarify the Seven of Swords. Please and thank you, Spirit. Can you clarify that Seven of Swords for us? Please and thank you. Rose of Wisdom for the collective. Please and thank you. Clarify that Seven of Swords if you can. Please and thank you, Spirit. Please and thank you. Can you clarify that Seven of Swords, please? It's too many, I think. Well, let's see. Let's see. Maybe it's just a little sneak peek. Okay. Wow. So, clarifying the Seven of Swords under that Wheel of Fortune, we have the Magician, Three of Pentacles, the Lovers, Four of Wands, bottom of the deck, Queen of Swords. So, oh, I think I see now. So that mental deception that I was picking up on with this Seven of Swords, I feel like it has to do with a manifestation. Yeah, it feels like maybe you've been trying to manifest a connection with somebody that you can work with, build together, and it feels like it is specifically soulmate, romance vibes. Coming together in union with your soulmate, being able to build with that person. You may have been trying or really focusing on manifesting that sort of connection. Maybe this has to do with that King of Cups we saw earlier. Maybe it's somebody else, I don't know. But I feel like you may think that because, and this goes back to the Wheel of Fortune, divine timing as well. Okay, so that sense of deception could be in regards to you think that a manifestation may never happen or it has not been successful. Maybe you feel like you have not been able to manifest this thing that you really want. But I feel like this is kind of saying that that's not true. Like you're meant to come together with your soulmate in union eventually, but I feel like this is all clarifying the Wheel of Fortune, so I feel like it's saying that in divine timing this is coming, but maybe right now is not the right time, or maybe there are things in the background sort of still getting situated and figured out, and you can't see that, so you think the worst potentially. And this could be telling you to spend more time, meditating, focusing on yourself, redirecting the energy towards yourself, and that could bring you a lot more fulfillment rather than sort of stressing out. Yeah, rather than stressing out about the manifestation not happening, redirecting that energy into yourself, towards your spirituality, may be much more rewarding for you. But then there's this Tower card, and it could be saying that when you're finally in this mode of focusing on yourself, meditating and whatnot, maybe that's when divine timing finally, happens and shakes up your life a little bit. could be a very positive Tower moment. You know, not to mention, we do have the King and Queen of Swords. You may be meeting your intellectual match here. And maybe that shakes things up quite a bit for you. Okay, let's clarify that Tower card, please and thank you, Spirit. This is too, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? This is too perfect. Thank you, Spirit. I love these kind of clear messages. So do you want to know what just came out for the Tower card? The Two of Cups and the Nine of Swords. So literally, you stressing about this love. That's what it's saying. You know, I'm almost, okay, that's just too perfect. Oh my gosh. Bottom of the deck is the Seven of Pentacles, which is all about patience. So it's like, okay, yes, it's very obvious that that's necessary here. And then it started to slide off to show the Eight of Swords, which is all about being stuck in your head and feeling trapped in a situation that you're not actually trapped in. Okay. And also kind of like making the situation potentially appear much worse than it is. So this is very clear from Spirit. Oh my gosh, you know, it's so funny because it's almost like you may be like thinking, oh, I'm never gonna meet my soulmate, you know, I'm gonna be alone forever, I'm never gonna have my divine match. And I feel like you may be spiraling, or maybe you did, I don't know, this could be past tense, future tense, anything. And so maybe like through freaking out, like quotation marks, like about like that idea of like, oh, I'm never gonna meet my soulmate, I'm never gonna have somebody that fits me, blah 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 blah, and maybe like, you know, the world's coming to an end because of this. That could be what's causing a Tower moment in your life. You overthinking things, and therefore potentially making your life way more, like, feel way more chaotic than it needs to be, or maybe your love life more chaotic than it needs to be, or yeah, something kind of creates chaos when chaos isn't really necessary. And I don't think that, you know, you should blame yourself necessarily, because I think that there are so many reasons why somebody would think this way, you know, about like not ever meeting a soulmate, and, you know, sort of fearing that reality. So I wouldn't blame yourself, because there are so many factors that play a part in you thinking that way. But it may just be a message here from Spirit, like, hey, this is coming to you. It just may not feel like it or seem like it at the moment, but it is coming for you, because it's like your destiny, it's your fate, it's what's meant for you to experience in this lifetime. So, like, honestly, I hate to say this because it just sounds so simplified, but Spirit is pretty much saying don't sweat it. That's what I'm getting loud and clear with this message for the Wheel of Fortune here. Like, divine timing, like, I'm almost getting like Spirit has heard your prayers. Spirit knows that you crave this. Spirit knows that you want your soulmate, and it's like, I almost feel like Spirit just wants to kind of be here to say it's on its way. You just have to be patient, which, you know, nobody wants to hear that. You know, that just instantly triggers the ego, right? When it's like, you have to be patient, divine timing, it will happen when you least expect it. All of those messages, I feel you. When somebody feels frustrated at those remarks, I feel you. I deeply feel you. Like, I feel you. But it almost feels like Spirit is just like, I've heard your prayers, and I know you really want this. I know you're manifesting it. Believe that it's coming, because it is. And try your best not to psych yourself out, because that could create way more chaos inside you, outside of you, that you don't need to deal with. Yeah, honestly, that's what I'm getting. Like, try your best not to overthink this, and Also, be kind with your mind, be kind with yourself. Maybe especially in these moments where you're feeling like, I'm never going to meet my match, or, I'm going to be alone forever, or, just like all of your worst fears and like all those things that you fear. Be kind with yourself. Remind yourself that you are worthy of your soulmate, and there is somebody out there that will make a good match for you and be everything that you want them to be. It's just going to take some time, I think. And then this King of Swords showing up after that, I feel like, of course, that message is coming through. I was just saying my own frustration with those messages, but it really is telling me that they will come along when you least expect it. Also, this could maybe even be speaking about like somebody that's very wise that maybe you get some advice from. Maybe they help you see the way in which you may be overthinking or psyching yourself out, creating more chaos in your life than it needs to be. Maybe this person has some sort of words of wisdom for you, or I'm almost even getting maybe this could even be like a father-like figure. It doesn't have to be specifically a father figure, but somebody that you look up to, somebody that you trust the information that they say or something. Like somebody that knows what they're talking about is kind of the vibes I get from this person. So whether this is like your soulmate or this is just somebody that can offer you some maybe words of encouragement during this time of feeling like things are hopeless within your love life. Maybe it's just a friend even, a friend that just gives you some really good advice, or maybe they're in the same sort of boat as you, and so maybe they can help reassure you, like, this is just how it goes sometimes. Sometimes you just have these lulls. Sometimes you just have these moments when there's nobody in your life romantically, and that's okay. It's part of the journey. The crazy journey called life, So yeah, maybe even like if there is somebody that you really trust in your life, maybe, vent to them about these feelings of frustration about not having anybody in your life romantically, or feeling like, maybe express those fears to this person and be like, hey, I've been feeling real bad about myself, feeling like nobody's gonna match my energy, and maybe this person's like, are you kidding me? You're so cool. Somebody's gonna come along eventually, like, don't sweat it, and maybe that's what you need to hear. Sometimes we do need comfort outside of ourselves. So maybe that's what it's calling you to do. And with that Seven of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, yes, patience is going to definitely be necessary for this, but it will be worth the payoff. Like, even if things don't look so good right now, that does not mean that they are not growing behind the scenes where you don't see it. And that doesn't mean that you're not going to reach that harvest eventually. Okay, let's go on to the Justice card. Please and thank you, Spirit. Please and thank you. What do you got for that Justice card? Please and thank you, Spirit. What do you have for that Justice card for the collective? Please and thank you. In terms of pearls of wisdom, please and thank you. Please and thank you very much. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Okay, let's wait to me. Please and thank you. Please and thank you so much. Interesting. Oh, I love these interesting messages. Okay, clarifying the Justice card. We have Eight of Wands in the reverse, the Hanged Man upright, and the Five of Cups and the Page of Cups came out in this direction. That's holding somebody back. Honestly, okay, so this is all clarifying the Justice card. So I think something is preventing you from feeling a sense of justice in your life. And I feel like it could be related to some sort of incoming communication that you were expecting. Maybe that has not arrived yet, that you are really hoping for. Maybe that you're fearing. That could be a part of it too. But it's like, I feel like maybe you feel like in order to reach this feeling of justice, you would have to get a positive message in before you feel that sense of justice being served. So maybe like some sort of communication to clear things up or something. But it seems like without this communication, it's put you in a situation that you're very uncomfortable with. But on the bright side, this uncomfortable situation has helped you see things from a different perspective. Start to think about things differently. Maybe you are starting to realize that the thing that you wanted may not be actually for you, or something like that. Or like this communication that you thought was going to give you this sense of justice, maybe it's not actually going to give you that sense of justice like you thought. Maybe you're realizing that it would maybe do the opposite. But it feels like you wanted something originally, but maybe you're having second thoughts about wanting something. Like a communication with somebody else. Maybe you thought you wanted that, but now you're seeing like, maybe that's not what's best for me. And then with the Five of Cups and the Page of Cups, I feel like this situation, whatever this is, has gotten you stuck in your head potentially because of the lack of communication. It's made you feel heartbroken with that Five of Cups. You know what? Yeah, and then the Page of Cups, maybe having a crush on somebody or thinking about somebody romantically. Like it never got reciprocated, and that was heartbreaking, and it maybe kept you in a stagnant energy. I almost feel like this is what's preventing you from feeling a sense of justice in your life. So maybe it's a focus, like the focus of your attention and your energy being on something and really, really wanting it, being like, maybe that's the solution, that's the answer to all of your life's problems or something. But then it's like the longer you go without it, you almost are like, do I need this? Do I actually even need this though? Like, is that actually going to make me feel better, or am I just thinking it's going to make me feel better? And then maybe you're like analyzing, like, this situation has only made me feel bad about myself and made me afraid to show my feelings. So maybe it's not really meant for me, is kind of what I'm thinking. How you've been seeing this. Yeah. Because it's almost like something that you so desperately wanted, and you thought that it was going to bring you this huge sense of fulfillment. I almost feel like now you're realizing, like, maybe this isn't going to make me feel better. Maybe this isn't going to be what I want it to be. And, you know, going back to the very beginning of this reading, maybe it has something to do with that King of Cups. Maybe, you know, the whole idea of like leaving them behind for now so that they can work on themselves, so that they show up as that King of Cups. Maybe this is what it's kind of referring to, even. It could be. That maybe you're realizing that craving this connection so badly, focusing all your attention onto it and thinking that it's going to be the solution of the answer to your problems, you're realizing that maybe it's not. Maybe you're starting to see the shadow sides of a connection here, or the lack of a connection, because it almost feels like there's like a desire to connect, but there's no actual connection. Yeah, it feels like it's like one-sided almost, or maybe that's how you feel about it. Like, why am I, like, it almost feels like you're like waiting by the phone, you know? That's such an old like phrase now because nobody waits by the phone anymore. But yeah, it kind of gives that energy of like you're waiting for somebody to call you and they just never do. And so you're feeling depressed about that situation and you're feeling like this is why I don't show my feelings, or this is why I don't express when I have a crush on somebody, because it always turns to shit. Like it's kind of like the energy I'm getting with this. But I don't think it's necessarily all bad, because I almost feel like a sense of clarity coming from this situation that makes you feel so stuck. And then it's like maybe you're finally able to release this because you're able to see it much clearer now. Maybe in the past you didn't see it. And so maybe that sense of justice is going to come out of you not choosing this connection. Or maybe realizing that this connection is not the answer, or maybe not the right person for you, or maybe not the right time right now. And through this realization of like, maybe I had things wrong, it could be giving you a greater sense of justice when you realize that. Like it's meant for you to realize that, maybe. Spirit could be leading you to realize this. Kind of putting you into this uncomfortable situation where your dreams are not being fulfilled or your feelings are not being reciprocated. And so Spirit kind of wants you to figure out for yourself that this is not the path for you, rather than making it super obvious that that path is not for you. It almost feels like an exercise that Spirit is kind of granting you for you to figure that out on your own without making it super obvious. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like Spirit kind of wants to show you that you're capable of deciding what is for you and what is not, you know, based off of your own intuition, experiences, perspectives. Yeah. This is so interesting, yeah. And then it's like at the bottom of the deck is the Hierophant card. Okay, you know what? This actually might be some sort of like lesson from Spirit that's like part of an initiation. I kind of like this because it's almost like maybe this is a test from Spirit. Yeah. Because I feel like it's almost like you're going, like, I almost see the Hierophant here as like, as that Spirit there, and then like these two people, maybe that's you kind of looking up to Spirit, like, okay, I did it, now what? Like almost like you're looking to Spirit for like what's the next step, or, you know, now that I decided that this person's not for me, or this connection or whatever this is, now what? Like, what do you want me to focus my energy on now? And maybe that's kind of like what Spirit kind of wants you to do, is ask them for direction. Like, okay, what do I put my energy into now that I'm not focusing on this person or whatever? I almost even feel like this, because this is all clarifying that Justice card, I almost feel like it almost feels like it's almost like Spirit kind of even wants to show you that you have the ability to create justice for yourself within yourself already, if that makes any sense. And also, like, if a external situation is not serving you, you know exactly what you need to do. And through cutting those connections off that are not serving you or not going where you want them to go, that creates your sense of justice. Because it's almost like you're taking justice into your own hands almost. Maybe that's what it kind of is about. Showing you your own strength, your own ability to create justice for yourself. If you're noting all of these details about this external situation in which you're not receiving the things that you want, need, or desire, then it's just not for you. And maybe that's kind of what you have to kind of, or that's kind of what you're coming around to, realizing. And again, it doesn't necessarily feel bad. I almost feel like there may even be a sense of relief when you release this thing, because it's like, okay, I'm no longer going to be crying myself to sleep at night. I'm no longer going to be afraid of expressing my feelings. It just was the wrong person, kind of thing. It was just somebody that maybe have not been emotionally mature enough or available or etc. And I feel like as a result of this, Spirit is going to be very proud of you. And it's almost like you're going into another level of your spiritual awakening. So this could be a very pivotal part of your journey where you're realizing, like, why am I wasting my time on this situation that is just making me feel really bad and not paying off and not being what I want it to be? Yeah. So it could also be like a kind of like choosing yourself and spirit over an external situation as well. And that creates more justice for you. But yeah, it almost feels like you're going to be creating your own sense of justice when you take the actions of like cutting this person out of your life if it's somebody that's not serving you or whatever. It seems positive. Like, even though it may, be a little bit bittersweet at first, because I think you did want this at one point. But I almost feel like a sense of being so fed up at this point that you're tired. You're like, you know what? This does not seem to be working. I don't think that this person's for me after all, and that's okay. It's kind of the energy I'm getting. And I feel like once you release that, it may feel very much like a breath of fresh air. Like, okay, now that I got that off my plate, I can breathe again. Okay, let's clarify that death card, please, and thank you, Spirit. Ooh. What a way to end the reading. Holy crap. Okay. Clarifying that death card. Okay, we have the Page of Swords and the Page of Wands. And at first I was like, ooh, okay, that's kind of showing me, with the pages, I kind of sometimes get like, when you come out of like a rebirth or renewal, and you feel fresh, like you reinvented yourself, recreated yourself, you have like a new lust for life. Like, like you're a newborn babe again and you're excited for life again. It's kind of what I was getting. And then the other card that came out is the Ten of Pentacles. And then the bottom of the deck, the Sun card. Okay. So whatever this transformation is, it's bringing you to your ultimate success and happiness. Like, I don't know what to tell you here. And honestly, Page of Swords is kind of more of an observer, whereas the Page of Wands I kind of get as more of an action-oriented person. So maybe you go from observer to action with this transformation, or closing out a cycle so that a new one can begin. Because it is the Death card. So maybe it is like once you remove some sort of energy here, like that ends for a reason. And it opens up your mind, your motivation, your energy. Yeah, it feels like, yeah. You know what? I'm even getting, if it does have to do with something that you're cutting out of your life, maybe whatever it was kind of kept you in a mode of non-action. And maybe you were kind of even waiting with bated breath is kind of what I'm getting. Where it's like you're kind of on edge and you're like waiting for something to happen or not happen. And so you're kind of just in this place of like limbo almost. And you're just like, okay, well, like, is it going to happen or is it not? And I feel like this could have been you, very much so, with like this past experience that was not serving you or whatever. And so it's like it's almost like a sense of hesitancy with that Page of Swords. And I'm almost getting like, it's almost like he's afraid to move from this spot because, like, what if the second he steps away from that spot, something exciting happens? So he stays there because he's like, Something's gonna happen eventually. He's holding his sword. He's like, oh, I can't wait. It's gonna happen. And then, like, nothing's happening, and he's just standing there like, I'm not gonna move from this spot, though, because it could happen. Something could happen. And I'm ready. And he just waits there for the rest of his life, and nothing happens. That's kind of the energy I'm getting with that Page of Swords. And so it's like, once you finally close that part out, you're free. You're free to, like, go towards something else, maybe someone else even, because like the Page of Wands here is optimistic, and there's like the passion with the wands, of course, and there's like a desire for new growth. Yeah, so maybe you even start to crave something new after you release that thing, if it's a situation or a person or whatever. I feel like it's going to shake you out of a time of inaction and motivate you or inspire you to go into a place more so of action, and also of more optimism, like you actually genuinely want to pursue something because you're excited, and it's way more full of new growth, possibility for growth, expansion. I mean, pretty obvious with the Ten of Pentacles. Like, I almost am getting with that Ten of Pentacles that truly trusting the process, even if you feel like you're a newborn babe that doesn't have any idea what is going on or where to go, trusting in that is leading you to your ultimate abundance and happiness with that Sun card at the bottom of the deck. Oh my gosh. Like, your destiny is success, especially the more you trust in the process. Trust in spirit, trust in yourself, your intuition, especially when it comes to people that are just like wasting your time. I feel like the more you trust yourself, trust spirit, trust that process, you're going to go exactly to where you're supposed to be. And it's literally everything you could want it to be and more. Truly, truly. Everything you could want it to be and more. And it may just call for something to close out that was not serving you in the first place. But once you do that, you go through like a portal, and it just transports you to your dreams and like success and happiness and fulfillment, like, and excitement, optimism. Just, I think it really is going to shift your mindset about things, and maybe your perspective of things for sure. You're just going to feel much better after this, I feel like. Yeah. That's some beautiful energy right there. Okay, I think that's a perfect place to stop. Okay, so that's the reading. I really hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that it resonated. If it resonated, feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you subscribe, you can become a part of the Hive Collective, because my name is Bee. Bees live in hives, and you can become an honorary bee like me, and we could be a little bee family together. If you like my readings and you'd like to see more, be sure to click that bell icon down below so that YouTube actually notifies you next time I upload. And thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate you, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye!